So I start with Abhishek. Abhishek, can you brief about yourself?
Yes. Hello everyone. Myself Abhishek Kafe. I'm currently doing an internship with Zen Pharmaceutical as an SQL data administrative, and I just want to switch my career into cloud technology, cloud data engineer. Looking forward to learn the AWS. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Arjit?
Yeah, hi, this is Arjit, and I'm an IT professional of around 7 to 8 years of experience, and I'm trying to switch into data engineering. I'm worked on web development, database development, and all. So yeah, now I'm trying to switch over to data engineering. Yeah, so that is why I joined this training.
Okay. And Ravi?
Yeah, hello everyone. I am working for the telecom domain. I have 8 years of experience, and currently I'm working as a data engineer.
Okay.
And as most of my profile based on the data analysis, so I want to for the data engineering courses.
Got it. Pralhad? Pralhad, can you brief about yourself?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I am a DevOps engineer in an intelligent company. I have an experience of 1 year. I'm working on big data right now.
Okay,
and I'm from Bangalore.
Okay, got it. Yeah, Jalaj, you can go ahead. There are like 2 to 3 people supposed to join. Maybe they'll be joining another 5 minutes. We can start.
Sure, Ganesh. So thank you, everyone. My name is Jalaj, and currently I'm working as a data engineer. I have a experience of 8 years in the data engineering field, and I do have data analytics certified with AWS. And let me just share my screen to give you the course overview for today. Not this. Okay. So as as most of you are told that you are either working on some SQLs or some other technologies. So what we are going to do in this course, we are going to get started with Python. Okay. Initially, we'll figure out that. We'll see that how it goes. That we start from cloud introduction. We started from cloud introduction, or we start from Python. But yeah, Python is included because it's very much needed in the data engineering field. You need to write your data transformations and logics in the Python. So we'll start with this. We'll start with Python functions or methods or string manipulations, list, dictionary tuples, the kind of data types that we have in Python. Some other features such as list comprehension, lambda functions, and then later on we'll move that how we can read and write the files using the Python programming language. And the most important thing, that is the data frames that we have available in the Python. Okay, the pandas data frames. We'll explore the pandas data frames, how to manipulate data, transform data, select or join data, group data. So all the functionalities we are going to be seeing in the Python introduction. Once we are clear with the Python course, we will see Apache Spark. Okay, so I'll introduce you to the world of distributed data computing. The majority of the projects use Apache Spark for that. We'll discuss its architecture, and then we'll move on to data frame API. So basically, Spark has multiple APIs, and we are not going to cover Spark completely because it has machine learning APIs, it has a graph API, and some other APIs. But the most used one in the field of data engineering, that is the data frame API, that we will explore. We will explore its data transformations, its aggregations, its joins, its partitioning, its partitioning optimizations. And then we will see some more optimization techniques, that is broadcast joins, accelerometers, and all those things. Okay. And see, in both the courses, we will be discussing very less theory and more practicals. each and every concepts we'll be executing live here. Then the introduction of the cloud, I'll give you what exactly cloud engineering means, how cloud is helping the businesses nowadays, and why cloud is getting famous. We'll discuss that for one day. And then next, I'll shift towards cloud technologies. So first one is going to be very easy one, simple storage service. Some of you might have worked with this as well. But we will discuss its complete features here, such as storage classes, its lifecycle rules, its triggers, security, versioning, and some of its use cases. And we will explore its UI. We'll do some hands-ons like uploading data, querying data over S3, using object locks, or securing our data, using KMS encryptions, using some backup policies and some bucket policies we will see here. Once we are good with the S3 part, the next topic that I'm going to use AWS Lambda functions. You might have heard about these things, okay? So Lambda functions basically help us in doing microprocessing, and it helps us achieve ad hoc tasks. It helps us achieve doing kind of automations of pipeline trigger and automation of tasks in the AWS world. And this is we are going to write in the Python programming language. Hence, I start from the Python. Here we will see kind of advanced Python, and we will see the combination of Proto3 library and the Python here, and we will write some meaningful real-time used Lambda functions, at least 2, 3, or 4 examples. I'll give it to you. Everything that I'm going to explain you, it's going to be again completely practical. Few functions we will write here based on triggers, based on manuals, based on some different services. Like we will not try to use the same service in the same different Lambda functions. We will try to have different services in all the Lambda functions. And anyhow, moving forward in the course, once we reach on DynamoDB, Kinesis, again, we will be writing some more Lambda functions over there to do our transformations and logics. Then next that I'm going to cover for you is going to be start of AWS Glue. Before that, but we will start with AWS Athena. So Athena is nothing but you can say it's kind of a SQL engine that we have normally seen in the other on-premise tools also, like MySQL Server, Oracle, and all those things. But how exactly it is different than those SQL engines? How exactly we create tables in Athena? How exactly we query them? What exactly are Glue crawlers here? What exactly is Glue database here? What are the special features of Athena that we are going to discuss here? And then we will do some practicals, obviously. Once we are done with that, we'll move towards the most important service of AWS for a data engineer, that is AWS Glue. Here we are going to spend most of our time. Okay, first we will understand what is AWS Glue, how exactly it helps us as a data engineer, what kind of variety of tasks we can achieve with the AWS Glue in a variety of options that it provides, like working with Python shell, working with Spark shell, working with visual editors, working with AWS Glue notebooks, and how we can check the logs of our job. In what use cases AWS Glue can be a preferred service, how exactly it is priced. All of those things we are going to check and execute here. I'm going to show you Python programs here, PySpark programs here. I'm going to show you how we can go ahead and do visual editing with the jobs, how exactly the Glue scripting works, and what kind of use cases we can handle. And even the final project that we are going to do, it will be most dominated by AWS Glue itself. So those things we are going to discuss here. Okay, we'll see how we can exactly execute a Spark on the cloud. And as I mentioned, the pricing, yes, all the components that we use on the cloud are, kind of a rental services that we take from these cloud vendors, such as AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform. So we need to take care of the rentals also. We cannot increase our monthly cost too high. So we need to optimize all the services, not only Glue, based on cost also. Earlier days it was just performance tuning. Now you can say we also have to take care of cost tuning as well. But yeah, once we are done with the AWS Glue part, so we have till now we would have been seeing the unstructured data store, or you can say object level data store. We would have seen how we can do processing of our files and doing automations in the this AWS world, how to create SQL tables, and then how to do transformations over that data or over the SQL tables that we have created with Athena. Next thing we will see, that is data warehousing concepts. So for data warehousing concepts, I am going to introduce you first with the Snowflake. So here we will discuss Snowflake's architecture. We are going to continue with its Snowflake's UI, how exactly we can go on editor page, how we can go through on databases, virtual warehouses, how to view data, how to give accesses, and all those things. We knew kind of a UI introduction we will do here. Then we will learn some advanced features of Snowflake, such as caching, clustering, and the virtual warehouse introduction of the Snowflake. Okay, that is nothing but a compute power that we can get in the cloud on the rental basis. Again, the cloud Snowflake is also a kind of a cloud service. We will see how exactly. I know. First, we are learning the features of Snowflake. Then we will learn how we can exactly load the data into Snowflake, or maybe unload the data from Snowflake and load it from your local laptop or your local machines, or load it from a different cloud such as AWS, and load it from S3 buckets. And we will see variety of tables that we can make or create in the Snowflake. We'll use SnowPipe and SnowPipe feature to push the data from AWS cloud to Snowflake tables. We will see how we can do time traveling in the Snowflake, what are the benefits of the time traveling in the Snowflake, how we can enable this, and how exactly time travel stores your data, what impact it's going to make on your cost side. So all those things we will discuss. Then let's say we have designed our queries, or we have designed our Snowflake procedures, but how exactly we can schedule those things, how exactly we can convert our queries into tasks. Those things we are going to see here in the Snowflake. And finally, we are going to end this Snowflake introduction or Snowflake course with the stored procedures. Okay, so this is going to be a complete Snowflake introduction. And we are going to be working with some queries as well. So here we are also going to learn SQLs, DDL operations, DML operations, joining, group by, filtering, all those things we are going to discuss here. So if we have never worked on SQLs, I'm going to give you a startup on the SQL as well with the Snowflake tool. Okay. Once we are good with Snowflake, completer, you can say. Okay. So you can say right now in the market, there are three major competitors. Those are Redshift, Snowflake, Google's BigQuery, and Azure Synapse. You can say four are there. So, but we will learn second competition at least. We will see how exactly we can work with AWS Redshift. Differences between these two data warehouses offerings, like these are the same concepts. Okay. Snowflake is also a data warehouse. Redshift is also a data warehouse. But what are which are the pros and cons of which service that we will discuss here. We will see Redshift's architecture, its workload management. Here we will also do some DDL DMLs on the Redshift. We will discuss Redshift Spectrum encodings in the Redshift, and again how to load or unload data to and from Redshift. And again, as a cloud service, we will see its pricing points, its optimization using the distribution styles, its optimization using the short keys. Those are the things that we are going to discuss here in the Redshift part. So I'll take a pause here, okay, before moving to new services. If you guys have any questions, you can definitely let me know about those questions.
Yeah, I have one question, Jalaj. So the entire course, the programming language that you'll be using is Python, right? For the entire scripting and everything?
Exactly.
Okay. And one more thing is that we will be actually means will we get those resources or will we get the recordings and all whatever you will be doing, because we have to practice also. So what is the process there?
Yeah. So PPTs, I'm not like, it's not going to be very PPT heavy course. Okay. Most of the things we are going to be doing practically. So all the programs, all the queries or whatever I create there, I'll be transferring to you. You will be getting recordings from Ganesh. He is going to upload them on the Google Drive for like access. Cloud services, you'll have to get your own cloud. It's a free of cost, you can say. Not completely free of cost, or whenever it's a chargeable, I'll let you know. So you can say at the end of this course, you may expect around 500 rupees of charges, the worst case.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And the scripts will be uploaded along with the video, or the scripts will be, you will be sharing it separately. Whatever scripts you'll be doing.
No, on Google Drive, you'll find both the things.
Okay. Okay.
Jalaj, one more doubt. In the AWS basic services, are we going to like cover the cloud formation, CLI, everything like we will be going to cover, right?
Not all services. So I do have last PPT here. Let's say some other services like IAM, RDS, KMS, CloudWatch, CloudTrail, SNS. Not CloudFormation, because CloudFormation is mostly used by the DevOps engineers.
Okay.
It is there for CI/CD part. If you want, I can give you introduction, but it is not covered there.
Okay. Okay. And about the CLI, like, are you going to take a session on that, how to install that and how to set up our CLI?
Yeah, CLI setup is there. Setup is there. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm saying, because for one of the few of the demos, we will be use CLI, how to set it up, but not all the commands, or it's not going to be a course to teach you this AWS CLI part. And majorly, if you are looking for a data engineer profile, you will not use that also.
Okay. And also, AWS crawlers also will dig into a deep down.
It is there. Yeah, if you see it is Athena, it is actually glue crawlers. It is there.
Correct.
So any other?
Yes, please.
Sir, actually, I can download this video or I can only watch.
Ganesh will share it to you.
You can download. It will be editable access.
Okay.
You can have a classes through Skype. So there you can directly download from the Skype itself. I'll be downloading and uploading in the Google Drive. Apart from that, you can also download.
Okay.
Any other question from anyone? Ravi, Prahlad, Abhishek, Venkat?
No, Ganesh.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Yes.
Teaching about Kafka, because we do work Kafka.
Okay. So we are not covering Kafka in this course, okay? But yeah, we do have a Kinesis in this course, because Kinesis is the part of AWS Cloud itself. So if you want to learn Kafka, it's just some differences are there. The way of doing and the vendor is different. So yeah, Kinesis, or you can say a streaming process, we are going to have, or you can say live data, we are going to handle with the Kinesis part. Live data we are not handling with the Kafka part in this course.
Okay.
But yeah, all the concept of live data, how it actually works, or how it actually benefits, that we are going to learn. And that same applies for Kafka as well. It's just that syntaxes and the features are different.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we can go for next topic.
Okay. So yeah, next topic is EMR. So if you guys know Hadoop, then how we can actually launch a Hadoop cluster on cloud, that we will discuss here in this EMR part. That is nothing but Elastic MapReduce. I'll introduce you to EMR, the basic architecture of Hadoop we will discuss here. I'll also give you one more tool, that is Hive. We will see about exactly Hive is and how exactly it works. Because on EMR, the most important services that we have is, you can say, Hue, Hive, Apache Spark, and Python and HDFS. So Spark we have already discussed, Python we have already discussed. Hive, yes, I'm going to tell you. Hue, I'll let you know what it is. It's just a web interface to watch your or to monitor your job. So that we are going to discuss here. We will discuss which use cases basically prefers EMR. And if you want to be a EMR developer or a Hadoop developer, or if you are you are currently a Hadoop developer, what are the differences between the on-premise Hadoop and the cloud Hadoop, or the cloud version of the Hadoop that you can say? Those parts we will discuss here in the Amazon EMR part. Okay. Next service that is going to be our NoSQL DB is DynamoDB. I'll introduce you first what are the difference between a NoSQL DB and a normal SQL DB. We will see its use cases, and then we will see its features. So we will see its secondary indexing. Yes, I know that you are not sure what exactly we are referring to indexing, but yeah, when you join this course, first we will see what is indexing, how exactly it works, and then we will see what is secondary indexing, and then what are the types of secondary indexing that we have in the DynamoDB. So we have two types of secondary indexing. Those are local secondary index and the global secondary index. So we will discuss those things, and definitely we are going to create the indexing as well. We'll see how we can create tables, insert values, fetch values, write queries over DynamoDB, understand the differences between way of writing the query. So we have, you can say, there are two ways of accessing data from the DynamoDBs. Those are scan and the query. And we will see what are the differences and the features that we have available in the scan versus query. Okay. Then we will discuss its consistency modes. So first of all, we will learn about DynamoDB global tables. And then the global table concept will introduce you one more concept that is going to be DynamoDB consistency modes. So we will learn about the consistency modes as well. And then one interesting feature is there that captures the changed data from DynamoDB. That is nothing but DynamoDB streams. So we are going to be creating a DynamoDB stream and embed this with Lambda function. And we'll see how we can analyze and use these streams to send records or send a change data capture into some SQL warehouses for analytical part. And again, no need to repeat this. It's going to be a complete hands-on course. Then next thing is going to be Amazon Kinesis. Here, as I mentioned earlier, we will be seeing the introduction of the streaming data. Okay, so how exactly data streaming works? How is it different than batch processing? What are the options available for the streaming data? What are the features or benefits of using Amazon Kinesis? Then Amazon Kinesis offers you three different tools to do this data streaming part. That is Kinesis Data Streams, Kinesis Data Firehose, and Kinesis Data Analytics. We will be doing a demo on all of these three options. And yes, we will be learning its architecture. And no need to say that we will be discussing its optimizations, pricing, and all the things again. Okay. Once we are through of all these services, okay, so let me repeat, we will be going as three. The object level storage, we will be going through warehouses, Snowflake and Redshift. We are going to be using ETL tools, that is AWS Glue. We will learn SQL, we will learn Python, we will learn microprocessing using AWS Lambda functions, we will learn NoSQL DB, and we will learn Hadoop implementation on cloud. Once we are gone through all of these major topics, in between, we are also going to be discussing IAM, KMS, RDS, CloudWatch, CloudTrail, SNS, and some other small AWS services, which are kind of there and to help us. Okay, like the CLI, AWS, what is that? AWS CLI, AWS Photo 3. These things we are going to be seeing in between. And once we have gone through all of these things, I'm going to show you the current project that I'm working on. Okay, that is going to be our final project. I'll be very clear here. The concept, the design, and the implementation is going to be exactly as same as a real-time production level project that you can definitely put down in your CV. But the data is not going to be as complex as the production data, because I cannot copy my data. I can just copy the idea of using the same design, but I cannot copy the data. So I hope you understand that part. But yes, in this project, we are going to be creating a complete data pipeline, which will get start when the file arrives in the S3 buckets that will invoke a Lambda function. And that Lambda function is basically going to identify which file has basically invoked it. And according to it, it's going to trigger a AWS Glue job. Okay. This AWS Glue job is going to extract the data, or you can say in simple words, it's going to read the data from the file that has been arrived on S3 bucket. It's going to read that file. It's going to perform subsequent data quality checks, data transformations, SCD logics. Okay. All of those things it's going to perform, and finally load the data in a Redshift table. Okay, this Redshift table can be utilized for data validations or data analytics, and connecting it to your second team, such as machine learning team, your data analysis team, your visualization team, those guys. So this is all the topics that we are going to cover in this course. If you guys have any questions around this, if you guys have any doubts, definitely you can let me know.
Yes, Jalaj, like, are we going to cover that event breach, step function kind of things? Like,
Today,
is that services are needed for our data engineering, sir? Uh,
I mean, not very majorly. Event-based is not required. So you can say event-based and these kind of services are mostly used by the web developers.
okay, and the step functions, like, are we going to use in some way, like, while building a pipeline?
Step functions, I'll give you introduction. As I mentioned, the some small services that I'll include. Uh,
Okay,
but yeah, again, see, it's not like a mandatory service.
right, right. Right, sometimes the complexity or as per requirement, we need to use
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
correct?
yes, yes. Yeah.
Thanks.
Jalaj, I have one question actually. What will be the total duration by which you are likely to cover this entire course you are planning?
So it's going to be 1 hour per day, weekdays, and around 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah, around 2 months.
2 months. Okay. Okay. So Monday to Friday you are targeting.
Yes, yes, yes.
And any idea about the timing? When will be the timing? Will it be right this time or any other time? If you can.
Approximately this time only.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So any questions from anyone? Ravi Venkat.
No, no, no.
No, no.
Yeah, Jalaj, we can go forward.
Okay. Yeah. So let's discuss this thing, the cloud regime part. Okay. Let me remove this thing. I'll read this thing. So first, let's understand what is cloud engineering is. Okay. So let's talk about when I started my career. Okay. At that time, I somehow got trained into mainframes. I don't know how many of you know mainframes, but I was trained into mainframes, and I was trying to learn Hadoop. Okay, Hadoop to came into the data engineering field. Now, thing was there that I had never got access to a Hadoop cluster. Okay, and reason for that was it was quite expensive to create a Hadoop cluster for an individual. Okay, and even for a firm level. Okay, even for a firm level, my project also tried to move away from mainframes to Hadoop, and even they got stuck behind these things. Okay, how they got? So let's say we are still in that time of where cloud was not dominating the market, and let's say I move to let's say I want to move away from my legacy technologies to a new technology. So I'll have to decide a budget about that. Okay, as a firm, I have to decide the budget about that, and I need to really think that do I need this, or is it a solution that is I need? Okay, that basically means let's say today it's Hadoop, tomorrow it can be any other thing. So do I really need Hadoop? Okay, if I purchase, how much quantity should I purchase? If I purchase, who is going to protect that servers? Okay. So such kind of questions were arriving, and it was used to take around 2, 3, 4 months, like a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions, a lot of emails going from here and there. Okay, so this was causing the trouble. Okay, so instead of working actual implementation, we were discussing how we are going to manage this. But with the introduction of cloud, the same Hadoop server is available with AWS, known as EMR service, with Azure as known as SD Insight Cluster. Okay, even an individual, forget about the firms, even an individual can go on AWS account, launch that EMR cluster with just few clicks within few minutes, and he can practice, do POC, and verify the results as well. So understand the difference. Instead of working and planning for 4 or 5 months and then starting to think about the actual implementation, instead of doing all this thing, we can skip this whole part and start with the actual implementation with a few clicks only. And that is the power of cloud computing is providing to these firms. And that's why most of the firms or organizations are looking to move away from the legacy systems to cloud. Now, why cloud? Because cloud is scalable. Okay, as I mentioned just a few minutes back, that how much quantity we need. Okay, let's say today my data is around 10 GB and I purchase a 4-node Hadoop cluster. Tomorrow it goes and becomes 100 GB because data generation is huge. Okay, so am I again going to go through that loop, meetings, approvals, emails, and then allocating a budget to purchase more nodes and more capacity, and again wasting a 3 to 4 months of time? No. That problem is again solved by cloud. So let's say today you have a 10 GB of data. You can go ahead and launch a 4-node cluster on EMR. And let's say after just 2 days, you need 100 GB of data capacity. It can scale automatically. Okay, it can scale its capacity automatically from 4 to 6, 10, it like that. And it's just that for the particular amount of period you use the higher capacity, you'll have to pay for that. Okay. Now, Coming back to another scenario, let's say you purchased a capacity of 10 GB, but your data is not even up to 1 GB. Then you have over purchased the things and you have kind of did a waste of money there. This situation also we can avoid. Okay, let's say we start with a 4-node cluster, but our data is not that huge. Definitely we can scale down. So it is not only scaling up, it is also a scaling down mechanism that is available on the cloud computing. And what if I tried some POC, okay, and it failed? Like, think this scenario in the previous situation. We'll go through all those meetings, 3 months of planning, let's say 3 months of POC, let's say some $100,000 of purchasing and maintaining things, and then it gets scrapped. Okay, let's say in 6 months. Instead of this, we can start in the first week itself. We can do our POC. If that doesn't work, if the customer is not coming on board with you, you can scrap this. Your payment has stopped now. You're not going to pay anything. You have not wasted any money. Okay, and money is important. That's why everybody is trying to move from on-premise to cloud. Okay, so this will give their users a good experience. Let's discuss a banking scenario. Okay, you're having a heavy volume of transactions, and the server goes down, and nobody is able to send or receive money. That is something not very acceptable nowadays. Okay, your customer might switch from your bank to another bank. That's where the cloud comes in picture. Okay, you need a scalable solution, you need a highly available solution, you need an agile solution. That is cloud for you. So let's discuss cloud theoretically, or the actual definition. As you can see on my screen, cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet on the pay-as-you-go pricing. So it says as much amount of capacity or the compute resources you use on the cloud, you are going to pay for that. And most of these services are charged on per minute to per hour basis. Okay, so let's say you need a EMR cluster for 4 hours. It's going to charge you around $0.50 per hour, and only in $2 you can do a POC for 4 hours. Okay, so this is the power of cloud computing. So instead of buying, owning, and maintaining physical data centers and servers, and hiring resources for their security, for their maintenance, for their bills, we can definitely leverage the power of cloud computing and rent them over web services. Okay. Same thing we have discussed here in the benefits of the cloud. That is agility, to start or stop or move away from those services. Elasticity, that means scaling, we have discussed. It can go up, it can go down as per your requirement, as per your demand of the service at that particular moment. It's not like that you need 10 GB of resources now and you will get it a few hours later or a few days later. No, within the second it demands increases, your resources are going to scale them up, and that is going to give a good user experience to your customer, and you can have a higher number, higher traction, and more retention in your customers. It does give you cost savings as well. Okay, so no need to purchase anything, no need to maintain anything. In the same amount that you are paying for maintenance, you can rent these resources, all the maintenance and all purchasing and owning these headaches are now with vendors like Azure and AWS. So it does provide you cost savings, and for small also you can say for small projects or for small contributors, it's a blessing. Okay, let's say you want to, the same thing. Let's say you wanted to start with a Hadoop cluster and it needs let's say 4 to 5 lakh Indian rupees. It's a hard amount to spend via small projects. But now you can start with few hundreds of rupees. You can do your POCs. Once you satisfy your customers, once they approve for the budget, you can definitely go ahead and make a production level deployments here. And no waiting time. You can start as early as possible. When you decided what you want to do, you can start over there. So I'll take a pause here if you have any questions about cloud computing introduction and its benefits.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Ravi.
Yeah, hi, Ravi.
Yeah, hi. I just want to know to start the data engineering. What is the basic prerequisite to start this thing?
Nothing specific because I would have sent Python and SQL, but as we are covering those two topics here also, so I will say nothing is as specific.
Okay. And one more thing, for the data engine, for the data framework, uh, firmware. So, as Hadoop is the important concept, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, do we require the Hadoop knowledge or without skipping the Hadoop knowledge also we can continue with the these things.
Hadoop is first of all, you guys need to understand, data engineering is not about AWS, Azure, Hadoop, or like that. Data engineering is most about the concepts, okay? Concept in the sense, you should not learn a tool, okay? As in our course, if you see, we have two data warehouses, okay? Now, data warehouse is a concept, okay? The concept is built by Redshift as well. The concept is built by Snowflake as well. And the same way, the concept is built by Azure Synapse and Google's BigQuery. So you need to understand the concept. If you understand the concept of data warehouse, what it is, in which use cases we should use it, and how we can use it. Then some features, pros and cons, you can definitely learn very easily. Okay, the difference between uh, Snowflake and Redshift you can learn very easily. Now coming back to your Hadoop part. Hadoop and EMR are the same thing. Okay, Hadoop and EMR are the exact same thing, and these technologies. Okay, I'll say Azure Databricks. Databricks is now getting very famous. AWS Glue, EMR, Hadoop, or Azure Synapse. Okay, these all 4 or 5 technologies are dominated by same concept. That concept is Apache Spark. That means distributed data processing and computing. If you know Apache Spark, you can go for any of these technologies interviews. You can say, I am a Azure Databricks developer and I know it. Okay. You can go on EMR, and you can say that I know EMR because I have worked on Apache Spark. Same way you can say for Synapse, because Synapse is a combination of Spark and data warehouse. You can definitely say that I know these things. So do not try to learn specific things. Okay? Try to learn generic things, like try to understand the data warehouse concepts, what it is. Then you can implement that on any of the tool that is available. Try to learn Apache Spark, the distributed computing. Then you can implement that on EMR, Glue, Synapse, or Databricks, or whatever you think. Okay. Same way goes for see, if you know SQL, okay, if you know structured query language, select statement, group by statement, Windows clause, you can implement that on Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL. That doesn't matter which platform you are using. Mostly it matters the concept.
That's
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you if you're trying to say something.
no, thank you. Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So yeah, basically this is all from my end for today. Okay, so we do have types of cloud computing, but it's not going to help you out unless you know these AWS services. It's not going to make any sense for you to try to understand these things. So yeah, this is all from my end for today. We will start. It's on Ganesh when he plans the start of the dispatch, so you can be in touch with him. But if you have any more questions technically or about this course, definitely I'm here to answer those.
In AWS, hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, in AWS, will take continuing with the AWS Lambda function.
Come again?
In AWS, we will be learning AWS Lambda.
Yes, yes, we
So,
will learn.
so do we will be learning anything about the AWS cloud formation?
No, that is the DevOps part. I can know what is cloud formation and what is Terraform, how exactly they are used, and how people can learn and where they are used. But yeah, this is not covering the cloud formation completely. It's a DevOps tool. Or data engineer does not use.
Okay, thank you, Jalaj.
Yeah. Manish? Okay, guys. So you will definitely get this recording delivered to you via Ganesh. And yeah, guys, you can continue.
Yeah, about the classes, the recordings, about anything, you can talk to me personally whenever you have any questions. So I'll be in a position to lecture everything. The recordings, everything, class timings and links and everything.
Yes, sir.
The technical part you can talk to Mr. Jalaj, and about functionality, I'll take care.
Okay, thank you, Ganesh.
Thank you, everyone. I'll call you tomorrow one by one. We can discuss, and I'll talk to you about the timings as well tomorrow. So based on the everyone availability, then we can have a classes. And everyone, if everything is fine, then we can start from like classes from Wednesday or very maximum Thursday.
Okay, thank you, Ganesh.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.